I think that a lot of questions. What's going on? This is not normal. Is it really shocking? You need to defend yourself all the time. As you may heard, I file a few lawsuits and I'm in the court now.
Melania Trump came out and said she's about as pro-choice as they come. And here was the reaction on The View.
She's in a happy marriage, right? Why would she go on here and talk with Fox and go in there and spout?
Melania Trump has officially broken her silence after Sunny Hostin and the rest of The View made a public plea for her to drop the jaw-dropping $800 million defamation lawsuit she filed against them. This explosive legal drama has already captured national attention, but Melania's response is adding even more fuel to the fire. For context, this all began when the outspoken hosts of The View made what Melania alleges were defamatory and damaging remarks about her personal life, character, and tenure as the First Lady.
Would you look? This is a network that still runs out fact checks to these women, like it's concerned about them staying factual. She hates Trump.
From suggesting she was miserable in her marriage to Donald Trump to accusing her of being disengaged and even complicit in certain controversies surrounding the Trump administration, the commentary went beyond mere opinion and veered into territory Melania believes crossed the legal line. The controversy deepened when Melania Trump, in an interview, openly discussed how the attacks on her husband were fueling a toxic atmosphere and how media figures continued to spread false narratives that put her family in danger. The media quickly latched onto her words, but instead of reflecting on their role in this climate, The View doubled down on their rhetoric. During one particularly heated segment, the hosts mocked Melania, suggesting that she despised her husband, wanted to take him down, and even went as far as accusing her of hating Christmas. The accusations, which many saw as baseless, sparked immediate backlash, with conservatives calling out The View for its blatant and often unchecked narrative against public figures they disliked.
She doesn't want to be near him. She doesn't want to be president again. She destroyed the Rose Garden and she hates Christmas. That is what passes for news.
Sunny Hostin, in particular, has been at the forefront of the backlash, with her sharp criticisms and pointed remarks sparking this entire legal saga. But now that the stakes have been raised to a staggering $800 million, the tone over at The View seems to have shifted dramatically. In a recent episode, the hosts addressed the lawsuit directly for the first time, with Sunny leading the charge in what many are calling a desperate attempt to de-escalate the situation. She called on Melania to reconsider the lawsuit, framing it as a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. She claimed the comments were meant to be harmless banter and insisted they had no malicious intent. Joy Behar chimed in, echoing the sentiment that the show thrives on humor and opinion, not deliberate character assassination. The panel even went so far as to acknowledge that perhaps some of their remarks were taken out of context or delivered in a tone that could have been misinterpreted.
People like our show because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
we're checked by everybody.
Yeah, but we went from Walter Cronkite.
They stopped short of issuing a full apology but strongly implied they were willing to make amends if Melania would agree to drop the case. While their on-air plea seemed like an attempt to soften the situation, Melania's response has shown that she is not one to back down easily. Sources close to her have revealed that she finds The View's plea disingenuous and sees it as nothing more than an attempt to avoid accountability. According to insiders, Melania believes the damage to her reputation has already been done, and words of regret on television won't undo the harm caused by what she views as reckless and baseless accusations.
Basically to this guy Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons. He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes.
Her legal team has reportedly doubled down, stating that the lawsuit is about setting a precedent for how public figures, particularly women, are treated in the media. They argue that this case isn't just about Melania. It's about drawing a line in the sand against an industry that often profits from tearing people down under the guise of entertainment. Melania is said to be standing firm on her decision to pursue the case, believing it's not only her right but her duty to push back against what she sees as a toxic culture of defamation disguised as casual commentary.
You have a legal note. I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented.
This legal battle has already sparked heated debates about free speech, media responsibility, and the fine line between opinion and defamation. Many see Melania's actions as a powerful stance against the media's tendency to sensationalize and scrutinize public figures, while others argue that her $800 million demand is excessive and an attempt to silence criticism. Critics of the lawsuit claim it could set a dangerous precedent that stifles free speech.
These are such vile comments, but they are exactly what the View's audience loves.
Arguing that The View is an opinion-based talk show where debates, even heated ones, are a normal part of the discourse. The show itself has long defended its format, stating that its panelists provide commentary, not hard news, and that their discussions should be viewed as opinions rather than factual reporting. Joy Behar has repeatedly insisted that the reason people watch The View is because they enjoy the unfiltered discussions, and she has pushed back against the idea that the show should be held to the same standards as traditional journalism. However, supporters of Melania's case argue that public figures deserve the same protections against false and damaging statements as anyone else, and that her lawsuit could force media outlets to be more accountable for their words.
His wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir.
What makes this situation even more intriguing is the timing. With Donald Trump embroiled in multiple legal battles and controversies of his own, many are speculating that Melania's lawsuit is as much about reclaiming her own narrative as it is about holding The View accountable. For years, she has been portrayed as a reluctant first lady and an enigma in the public eye, often reduced to a caricature in the media. This lawsuit, some argue, is her way of stepping out of Donald's shadow and asserting herself as an individual who won't tolerate being misrepresented or disrespected.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard.
Sunny Hostin and the rest of The View's hosts may have hoped their on-air plea would soften Melania's resolve, but it appears to have had the opposite effect. Instead of backing down, Melania seems more determined than ever to see this lawsuit through to the end. With $800 million on the line, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the outcome of this case could have lasting implications for both the media landscape and the way public figures are treated in the court of public opinion. If The View loses this case, it could open the floodgates for other public figures who feel they have been slandered by the media.
Because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
Legal analysts are already speculating that this could be the first of many lawsuits targeting networks that have engaged in what critics call reckless journalism. ABC executives are reportedly in crisis mode, realizing that they may have underestimated the seriousness of the situation. A loss in court could mean not only financial devastation but also a significant blow to the network's credibility. The hosts of The View, known for their outspoken and often polarizing opinions, now find themselves in an unfamiliar position, on the defensive. Whoopi Goldberg, known for her dismissive attitude toward criticism, has reportedly been urging the network to fight back rather than settle. However, with Melania's legal team gathering more evidence and refusing to negotiate, that may no longer be an option. The media industry as a whole is watching this case closely, as it could redefine the boundaries of free speech in television commentary. If Melania wins, networks may be forced to rethink how their hosts present their opinions, ensuring that they don't cross into defamation. This could lead to stricter guidelines for political talk shows and opinion-driven programs, fundamentally changing the landscape of television media. For now, The View remains on shaky ground, with its future uncertain. The legal battle is far from over, and the fallout from this lawsuit could extend far beyond ABC. Whether Melania ultimately wins or loses, she has already made it clear that she will no longer tolerate baseless attacks, and her actions have sent a strong message to the media. Accountability is coming.